Hi everyone, I'm Garam.
And I'm the wine.
And welcome to our Lidl food haul. We're a couple living here in Ireland from Barbados and Austria for the past 4 years now. Now, the crazy thing is that whenever you come to a new country, you always wonder, can I eat what I want to eat? What food is there? And luckily for us, there was Lidl. Yes, we both studied in the UK, and you know Lidl from...
Well, as an Austrian, since it's a German brand, it does tend to be there. I obviously knew about it.
Yeah, so we were quite happy to come here and be greeted with a brand that we both know and love. But today's video, we've just got a selection of some of the stuff that we collected from there in our last weekly shop, and we're going to go through today for those who are quite interested in what Lidl Ireland sells, and give you all a little taste.
So I like how you say collected, because technically all we did is ticked some items on an app, because we've been actually using the Buymie app. It's since Lidl doesn't have their own delivery service, it's like a third-party app that does deliveries for you, and we've been using that since pretty much most of the pandemic. We'll leave a link below in the description that gives you €10 off, and also us €10 off, so if you want to help us finance our yogurt addiction.
Since we're from two pretty different countries on, well, same hemisphere, but so far away from each other, our diets are actually quite different. So the crazy thing is that when we came here to Ireland, of course, we were trying to, yes, keep some of our home diet, but at the same time, we had to also adjust to eating now as a couple. So that was a fun experience. What made it even more fun is that a lot of stuff from our home countries aren't actually available in Ireland. So, well, not easily, but so that's left us with a new diet almost that we have here now.
So what we'll do, we'll go through the items and tell you what we actually do with them, how we mix them up to make a meal out of them. So we'll start with breakfast. As I mentioned previously, the yogurt. We've been eating a lot of yogurt lately because if you didn't already know, the Rum is vegetarian, but he does eat fish. But since Brexit, fish has been a bit hard to come by. Let us know in the comments if you've been experiencing the same thing and what your workarounds are for that. So instead, to try and get our protein in the meantime, we've been eating a lot of yogurt. So you want to talk about your favorites?
Yeah, I am nowhere by any means a yogurt person. I wasn't a year ago, but I guess I am now. So yogurt, I always pair it with some peanut butter. I wasn't a peanut butter person, but now I am now. I'm all of these things. Right, there's also some muesli over here, because I don't like stuff plain. Stuff needs to have flavour. I can't season yogurt, but I can add lots of stuff to it to get that good taste I like.
Especially stuff that contains raisins.
Yes, how could I forget? Also, fruits. Fruits of choice, banana, and raisins over here. The wine would try to sneak other fruits into my food, but we won't talk about that here right now, because I'm onto her constantly.
So my breakfast is rather simple. I do overnight oats. The oats I already have, so we didn't have to get them in this shop. And I use the fruits that we get from our vegetable box subscription.
Yeah, more on that in another video. Yeah, as we mentioned before in previous videos, we are currently working from home, so we have to create our own lunch. And what faster way than some simple wraps? Yeah, we pretty much get these wraps, and this year especially, we started to use veggie burgers. Different sort of cauliflower and thing burgers, that has the main thing to put into the wraps, as well as if we need some more protein, salmon strips. Not strips.
Slices.
Slices, yes. Not usually this set, but as I said, fish is getting hard to get. You don't get the exact thing that you want all the time. But usually we also use some hummus. This is red pepper hummus. Try wanting something a bit different from the usual hummus. And sometimes some cheese. In this case, it's
Gouda. I
Yeah.
think that's how we pronounce it in German. I assume Dutch is not too different since the languages are quite related.
Yeah, before I used to be a cheddar only person, but now I have been somewhat converted.
Yes. The Austrians, we like our various different cheeses, so going to Irish supermarkets can be hard if the only thing you find is cheddar and Gouda. But we've spotted some occasional Emmental that we sometimes get as well. So speaking of cheddar, you might notice there is an awful lot of cheddar here as well. Here's one, and here's another one. And there's usually only one occasion why we buy that much cheddar cheese, and that is
Macaroni
Pie.
pie. Yeah, so macaroni pie is not, what do the Americans call that thing?
mac and cheese.
Yeah, it is not mac and cheese.
Don't make
Get
the
that
mistake.
thought out of your head. But pretty much, it is similar. It is similar, except,
But different.
yeah, except it's kind of baked into an actual pie. Lots of cheese, some seasoning, and so on like that. Every now and again, I do make it. That is one of the things that but from back home, can make pretty easily here because we've got cheese, we've got, noodles and stuff. So, yeah, good times.
So, as we already mentioned, we eat a lot of fish, mostly because of the rum. Growing up, I used to hate fish. I always refused to eat fish. I was like a convinced meat eater, like the majority of Austria. But I've turned half vegetarian, half fish eater since we got married and also moved here. So, we usually get a lot of the breaded cod. Has been very hard to get since Brexit. We do think it's connected based on what we read about all this fishing stuff that created a mess with the negotiations, so we assume that's the reason. And we noticed they also suspiciously decreased the portion sizes. So if you have good sources of buying fish in Ireland, let us know in the comments. We've been looking.
Yes, we also do buy some frozen fish as well. This week we went with
Alaskan pollock.
Yeah, usually we do salmon, but need a bit of a change.
And a cheaper change as well, because salmon isn't that cheap.
Yeah. No, not with the budget we're trying to do these days anyways. Yeah, and also, there are a lot of beans. When we don't, because the thing is that usually we would sometimes go to a shop where we can get those bigger bags of beans, but we're in level 5 lockdown, so that particular store we get it from is outside our 5-kilometer range, so a lot more canned beans, but no, they're good, they're delicious, as well as pasta, yeah, stocks of pasta, as well as rice, but we already had, some, so hence they're not gathered among us. Alright, and of course, season your food. We always
Another thing that changed in my cuisine from being married to a Caribbean person, I learned the importance of seasoning.
Yes.
And now that I've seen the light, I can't go back. So what we usually do is we either have our base of pasta, rice, or potatoes, which we also get with the vegetable box, and then some more vegetables from the vegetable subscription box. And we'd mix them either with the beans, or sometimes we'd also have some feta cheese as a treat.
Yeah, also
and some extra
tuna
protein
as
or
well.
tuna.
Yeah.
That should be somewhere buried in there. I'm not sure where that went. So we
Might have ate it already.
or might have eaten it already. And in between, we sometimes do have snacks. We discovered carrot and hummus. It sounds like one of those healthy things that you see on Instagram that no one in real life eats. But it's actually quite delicious. I don't understand why. But we've been doing that, just have kind of slices of carrots in the fridge and eat the hummus like that. But we also have bread. So as someone from a German-speaking country, bread is such a huge issue if you move abroad. It's like usually that's the number one thing that people miss. And I've been looking for years for some similar breads to what I would get back home. And this is actually the closest I've ever come. It's a lot more like Austrian bread. Like the crust is very harsh and the middle is softer and it has sunflower seeds in there. It's obviously kind of mass produced because it feels a bit like the ingredients haven't been mixed the best way. So it's It's the closest I've ever gotten, but it's also like not the best loaf of bread. It's the first time we got this one, so I hope that next time is like, I just got bad luck and it was like that one in the production line that didn't get properly done, and the others will be better. I'm not too sure, but this is the closest I've come to getting some proper bread, as people from German-speaking countries would call it, other than Polish bakeries. So that's what we eat as a snack, usually, other than yogurt.
Yes, you might have noticed the lemon juice standing there on top of some honey. Yeah, that's kind of me. From the time I heard of, the hot toddy, I realized, you know what, I need a hot drink. And I drink tea, but not like this one over here. So sometimes I need something different that isn't coffee. And these things create my version hot toddy for me. So yeah, that's included in almost every trip. And well, it's lemon juice. Good for all the fish and seasoning as well.
And that's pretty much what we get in our weekly, or well, actually bi-weekly shop from Lidl. We also shop at Dunn's and at Tesco. So let us know if you'd be interested in some grocery hauls from there as well. Would you also be interested in prices or price comparisons and how we structure all of this to fit our budgets? Let us know in the comments.
Of course, be sure to subscribe, click the notification bell so you don't miss any of our videos, and drop us a like. Yeah, we've got a lot more videos about what's it like living here in Ireland, so please do check those out to see if any tickles your fancy. I hate saying that, but it's so funny to say on camera. And with that, the video drew for another week.
Bye.